I was trying to fuck with the lighting again, but it's like, this is obviously not quality. This is just me being like, ew, I have new friends. And then I'm gonna just talk because I was about to send this long ass story to my Snapchat friends. Yes, I'm 35 almost and I still use Snapchat. It's loser behavior, but it's an easy way to like keep up with people that you live far away from. That's like able to like keep updated with their life. I'm taking off my shirt because I don't want to get makeup all over it because I have a girl dinner tonight. I went to this birthday party a couple weeks ago and I met this girl. So I was like, hi, if you're like ever interested in grabbing some dinner and wine, I would love to. So we're gonna go. And part of me is like, God, why did I do that? But I need to start meeting people and I need to get out of the house. And it's a Wednesday night and you know what? Who fucking cares if I can't save money? It is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna do some of my makeup. I don't know how to do my makeup. Another goal of mine. Honestly, this is a goal of mine every like fucking year because I'm like, I don't know how to do it. I'm like, this is my mirror. I need to get a better mirror. I had a dream the other night. I had a, I don't know what I was about to say. A big mirror, I think, on like a makeup. It was like, I created a brand. Anyway, which I don't want to do. Anyway, I just got off the phone with my mom, and this is what I was about to talk to my friends about. I'm obviously like super interested in buying property here, and I don't know, like, I'm gonna be transparent. I'm unemployed. I have an Airbnb in Philly, you know, and I'm very lucky. I'm very privileged. I should have done my eyebrows first. And I feel very blessed to like be able to have these conversations with myself, my friends, my family, people, and just be like open and honest. But I have a little bit of help from my investors, okay? My parents. They have been very supportive of, my life. In a sense, I think they're a little confused by it for sure, but supportive nonetheless. So I really like this property here. Okay, like really, can I just do it on the screen? Maybe that's better than this little tiny camera. I look like a ghost. What the fuck? Whatever. What am I gonna do? Nothing. I'm not gonna do anything. What if I turned? Would it be better if I was this way? No. I don't think it matters. I just think like, I don't know how to do my makeup. If this is what I look like in public, I'm gonna freak out. What? God, how can I be almost 35 and know how to do my makeup? I'm about to see Anyway, I am, because in this, it doesn't look this sad. Part of me is like, just turn off the video and start over. But it's like, for what? For what? This is just for me. No one is watching my shit. But anyways, I really like this property. And I have seen it a couple times. And at first I was really committed to this 1 bedroom, 1 bath that had a little garden. And then the tile was like Portuguese tile. And I was like, oh my God. It's gonna be so pretty, so cute. And then my mom was like, I think for like an investment though, spending a little bit more and getting a 2-bed, 2-bath makes more sense. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. I really want the tile and I don't need that much space. And like, I like the idea of a little, garden, a little patio for Cora Badora. Anyway, I go back to the unit to take videos just to kind of like understand what the like layout of the units would be, and I fell in love with the 2-bedroom. And I'm like, okay, but when I fell in love with it, I thought the price was $12,000 cheaper than what it is. So yesterday, kind of started negotiating with the guy, the developer, being like, well, this is what I want. I want to offer it at this number with AC included and the installation of the washer dryer. Because I'm like, why the literal fuck are you building a new build? And I get it's Portugal, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think the Portuguese are going to be buying this property, so I don't totally understand why they don't have AC washer dryer already included in the price, but they don't. So I was like, I want it at this price with all that. He was like, there's no wiggle room on the price. we can give you one AC and I can see if I can get you the hookups for the washer dryer. I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work. And I said, this is where I'm at. I'm like, if there's no wiggle room on the price, I'm kind of like, I'm demanding all 3 bedrooms have an AC, because he was like, we can get you one AC unit. I'm like, that's so stupid, because like if I only have it in the living room, I'm also gonna need it in the bedrooms. Like that's a no-brainer for me. Like I need AC. I feel like I'm gonna be so fucked here in the summer. Okay, like what am I gonna do without AC? I do not know. And I said I also don't mind purchasing the washer and dryer, but I need the setup to already be installed. I don't want to have to deal with that post me moving in. You know, like I just want to be able to move in, if I even do move in. This is a topic of contention, I guess, amongst my investor parents. So I'm talking to my mom. The location's great, which is like, I'm a big location gal, okay? When I look at property, I love a good location. I like an interesting home. I want like some type of wow factor to it, or like unique factor to it. So when I purchased my place in Chicago, it was a 1-bedroom condo, probably still to this day one of my favorite places I've ever lived. And let me tell you, we had to gut it. And I did like the standard white cabinet, but I wanted gold in my kitchen, so I put gold hardware, and the wow factor there was the view. The view was stunning. It was stunning. I looked out, I was on the 30th floor in Old Town, and I overlooked Lake Michigan, and it was just, I think about living there in my 20s and how just like incredibly lucky I was to have that view and that property and that location. Oh, I really can't. Just like, what a dream. It was such a dream. Anyway, I sold that place. I would have kept it honestly forever, but in that building in particular, you had to go on like a wait list to rent it out to people. And the HOA was so expensive. I think it went from like $700 to $900 by the time that I left, a month. And it really didn't include much, right? Like the doorman, but I still had to pay monthly for my parking. Whenever the pool season came out, I had to pay. It was kind of ridiculous. So I was like, I can't even rent it. I'll just be paying an HOA. Like, this is crazy. Like, let's sell it. So I sold it. And then when I purchased my place in Tampa, St. Pete, it was a 1940s bungalow. And this property it terrorized me. It terrorized me. One, I moved in and it was, honest to God, pretty expensive for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. 2-bathroom house, and I had a pool, which I hated having a pool, like hated it, but my mom was like, if you're in Florida, you have to have a pool. Never again will I think I'll live in a single family home though alone. Like if I don't have a partner or like a family, well, I'm not gonna have a family because I don't want kids, but like if I don't have people that are living with me, I'm never living in a single family home. Like I'm much more of a condo, apartment, townhome kind of gal for sure. It was just like too much work. The pool was just so insane. But it was so cute, but it was a nightmare, okay? This place was a nightmare. When I first moved in, the like historic district was like, this wasn't approved. Like the outside, I said, I'm not paying for this. This is crazy. Like I overpaid, and like, it's not my fault the developers sucked ass, okay? Like, God, I don't even remember the name of them. And they changed the company name and they blocked me on Instagram. Like that's how you know they were so shady. I had rats in there, okay? Like rats, I had mold. I had to take out my whole wall and roof between my kitchen and my living room. And then it happened in my master bedroom because I had an AC unit upstairs. It was like a tiered house. I wouldn't really call it like an upstairs, but there was like 10 stairs to go up to the two other bedrooms. So that AC unit leaked into my master bedroom over Thanksgiving when I wasn't there, and I had to tear down the walls of my bedroom. So it just was a nightmare. I had a tree, just like a huge tree, just go punk in the middle of the night, and I didn't know what the fuck it was. Like I had no idea. If I can figure out how to edit this shit, I'll like put it on this whatever, but literally it was insane. Okay, it was the most insane thing. When I woke up the next morning, I was like, I wonder what that was. My alarm didn't go off, nothing triggered it, but like it was loud as hell. I wake up, I take the dog out. I was stunned to see this huge, I don't know, I'm not an arborist, is that the right word? Oak tree. It had to have been hundreds of years old, just right in front of my door, inches away to my master bedroom window. I was like, oh my God. And after that, I said, I'm selling this bad boy. Actually, I think I had already sold it I think it was already under contract when the tree thing went down. I was like, that was a sign from God. Honestly, it's looking better. Not bad. So I sold it. I sold it being like, I'm gonna get my fucking visa to Portugal. Obviously that never happened. Well, it happened because I'm here, but it didn't happen in the time frame that I thought. So like I sold my house August of 2024, and then the end of 2024, I rented a unit below my bestie and overpaid, but like it was so worth it. And I was like, okay, during Christmas, I'm gonna go home with my mom and dad, live close to my sister for like maybe 2-3 months. I'm gonna try to do that. And then I will go to Portugal, spend some time with my family, and then I'll head to Portugal. That didn't happen that way. So I spent 9-10 months down in South Florida until eventually I was like, I can't wait around forever for this. I can't wait around forever for this. It means I gotta start like living my life. My intention was to never be 30-something years old living with my parents, which now that I think about it, I could go back to it. It really was a vibe. Living with your parents, kind of a pain in the ass, but it's like, I don't have a sex life, and like my social life is really like, whatever. Who cares? Plus, I like to socialize with my sister, my nephews, and my family. Anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking... I actually had... This is the worst video of all time. Worst video of literally all time. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going because I'm not gonna start over because this is not quality, this is quantity. This is just talking to yourself, and this is nice. So I had started looking at property in Philly, honestly, from the beginning of 2025 until I purchased my place. There was one unit that I really, really liked at the beginning of the year. And part of me wishes I kind of would have purchased that unit, but it all worked out, okay? It all worked out. My realtor in Philly was so great. So if you're like ever looking for a realtor in Philly, DM me. I'll give you her contact info. She was a rock star. I sent her some stuff here and there. I had my best friend go look at some properties that I thought I'd be interested in. And then finally, 1 month in September, my realtor pings me. She's like, hey, this one is about to hit the market, but I wanted to send it to you before it did because they're selling it completely furnished. Mostly furnished. I think they took like 2 things, but even like decor. Like they left most of their decor, which is like so cute. And it has an Airbnb license. And I'm like, oh, I'm tempted. And I was so tempted while I was out at a Florida State, Alabama football game with my sister and my 2 friends. And you know what? The next day I had my friend go look at it and I said, fuck it. I'm gonna buy this property. Sight unseen, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it because 1, if I get my visa, I have a property that's fully furnished that I can Airbnb. I'll hire a management company. Life is Gucci. If I don't get this license, or if I don't get this visa, no problem. Now I live in a city. I knew I wanted to be in a city again. I wanted seasons. 10-minute walk from my best friend. Brilliant. So I was like, there's no L to me in purchasing this property in Philly. And no, I'm gonna complain about it because I'll be honest with you, the first couple of months have been quite expensive getting this property up and running. I feel like it's gonna be worth it in the long run. Again, from what I'm seeing, people aren't necessarily changing the way that they live with what's going on in the world. I think that's like my biggest fear is like owning this property, especially like Airbnbs and rentals. It's like, but then I'm like, people still travel, people still live their lives, people still need a place to live. But then you also get in your head, it's like, you see how easily property can just get bombed or flood or catch on, like anything could happen, right? And I'm trying to live in this like mindset where like I can't think of the worst possible thing because then I wouldn't make any decisions. What was I saying? What was I gonna say? I don't really remember. Oh, I do think I do think my property in Philly, especially after this month, will be hopefully valuable. Like obviously the startup costs were a little insane. I switched my property management company and then I had some like water issues into the chiropractor below me. So it like was not the best start off the gate, but like I can see that I'm making money. You know what I mean? Like I can see that they're, fuck it, in full transparency, last month, well, my first property management company sucked. I think in January they made me like $570, which is fucking crazy. So I fired them. I said, I'm enough of their shit. This is insane. I hired a new property management company who are incredible. Obviously, I pay like a lot to manage a company. I did the math on it, and it's like $900 a month I would save if I didn't use a property management company. One, I don't really have a choice because I'm in Portugal. Two, even if I lived in like a different neighborhood of Philly, I would still pay the $900 a month to not have to deal with like the check-ins, the communications. No, like, no. The chiropractor has been going on for a month, okay? And you know what? I haven't had to talk to that business at all. Like, I was like, I told my property manager, I was like, Kevin, you handle it. Like, that's what I pay you for. I'm not fucking dealing with this drama. Like, you handle it, you invoice me, and let's just call it a day. So it has been worth it. Last month, February, I made like $2,900, but again, I had a lot of upfront bills. And this month, let me tell you, my Airbnb, this isn't my takeaway. I freaking wish. I think my takeaway will probably be like, I don't even want to know because again, I still have some like expenses. But how much my Airbnb has produced income-wise, I'm at $4,800. Okay, so it ain't nothing. And that is me doing no work. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I really have to give myself some credit here for doing absolutely nothing and making a little bit of money. So we'll see. I do think it'll be profitable. So anyway, I don't even know where I started this story. My favorite thing is like, I don't edit any of this. It's like just one big, long, me rambling about honest to God nothing, but I just like wanted to talk to somebody. How lonely. How depressing. Whatever. I wish I had a cocktail before I got ready. I don't know what time it is. So I really like this unit. I'm on the phone with my mom and we're chatting and I said, so here's where I'm at. I have negotiated all rooms get an AC unit installed in the price, as well as hookups for the washer dryer. We still have to purchase the machines, but I have negotiated that the installation, like the hookups will be there. So like all we have to do is order them and like get them installed, which I feel like will be an absolute breeze, if you will, as breezy as it can be. But the price has to stay the same. I said, but I also, you know, if I want to save around $100,000, maybe a little bit less, then I kind of go smaller and I do the 1-bedroom with the Portuguese tile and the patio. She goes, you know, I really wish that I could just fly up there right now so I could confirm that the location is good. Like, I just want to be able to look at the location and be like, yeah, that's a good location. I was like, you don't need to fly up here to do that. I am almost 35. I feel like if anything, I'm great at picking out a good location in terms of property, okay? That I have nailed 1, 2, 3. And if I get this one, 4 times. Like, I love a location. So I'm like, no, that's not an excuse for like my investors not being, like, I'm telling you the location is bomb, which it is bomb. It's like right in the city center. It's great. Actually, it's a little bit removed from the city center, which is even better because like that's like way too much, but it's in a really lively area and it's just like perfect. But I'm like, you don't need to come up here to confirm that. That is honestly clinically insane. She was like, the other hesitation that your father has, which is fair, you know, like if they're going to be helping me invest in my business at this point, like this is going to be my business. Okay. And I don't want to like create a brand or do all that or like hire a team of people. Like, no. So it's like, if my parents want to give me money for a business, like my business is real estate. But my mom said that my dad's hesitation, and this one is gold, is he's nervous that I might not like it in a year, 2 years, even 6 months. Like, what if I want to come home? What if I want to move somewhere else? What if we get our Spain passport and I decide that I want to be in Spain and not Portugal? And I said, okay, that's a valid concern, I guess. But I was like, in my mind, I'm looking at this as like a property investment, not like what can I do? Like, I feel like I don't really like concealer, but I feel like, do I have too much blush on? I don't know, whatever, fuck it. There's really nothing I can do. When I look at these properties at this point, it's kind of knowing that it's like an investment. I might not ever step foot in it. One, I feel like the highlighter needs to go right there. Okay. I can't concentrate. I really can't. This is really hard. I'm actually like gonna give kudos to the influencers who do this, because like my brain is short circuiting right now. Like, really, it is. How do you guys do this? How do you do this? These properties at this point, I'm looking at them as total investments, not like me finding a home, because I don't know where I want to end up. If I'm being totally transparent with you, I don't know if I'll ever find a place, a city, a location, a home where I'm like, yeah, I can see myself like wanting to make this my like forever home. So when I look at property, I'm looking at it through the eyes of, can I use this as an asset, as an income, but can I also use it as a place that I'm excited to come to, whether it's on vacation or I do live there. Like, if I end up back in Philly, I'm gonna be so very ecstatic to be in that home. I actually miss it so much. The other day I was like thinking about it and I was like, do I just go back to Philly? Like, I really miss that unit. So like, I'm so excited to go back there. Like, couldn't be more ecstatic to go back and spend time in my place in Philly. But also, if I never step foot in it again, because it is making me money and it is my investment and it is my income, then I don't go back there. Maybe I go for a weekend or a week and I block it out. You know what I mean? Like, that is how I'm like, so I said, well, yeah, I might not. Like, I might in 6 months be like, yeah, I'm coming home. I might in 2 years be like, well, my property's finally finished. Because the bad thing about this one is that, bad and good thing, is that it's hasn't even been, like, construction hasn't even broken ground. So like, that is a little upsetting, because like, you know, I want to like buy this place and like move into it and enjoy it while I'm here. But I do think I can see myself in Portugal long term. Also, the thing about this visa is I have to be here 6 months out of 8 months, somewhere around there, out of the year for 5 years to get citizenship, or try to get citizenship. And to me, I'm like, 5 years will go by in a blink of an eye. And it's like, why not try to get that second passport? What does it hurt? But even if like, I'm like, okay, Porto's too small, which I think I'm into like the small city vibe. I thought it would be too small. Obviously, living in Chicago and spending time in Philly, I like a bigger city. And I think the thing that I like is I like walkability. I don't know if I necessarily need like 2 million people. I thought 250,000 would be like way too small, but I'm obsessed with it because I feel like I can walk everywhere. I don't feel like I'm gonna get lost. I think for me, I just need to like go out and explore more and like find, you know, make some like local hotspots for me to go to. With that being said, I'm really looking at this place as like an investment and not so much my future home, which kind of is sad because it's gorgeous. But to me, it's like, can I rent this place out? Can I make money off of it? If I don't live there, like, what does that look like? So that's where I'm at. And I was like, I totally get father's hesitations on, you know, me not maybe like, what if I don't like it there in however long? But I also like, if I invest in property again, which is what I think I want to do, like, again, like if my parents are gonna help me like with a business per se, I don't know, I just like have no desire to like start a brand or like run a company or like crunch numbers or like sell my none of that sounds fun. None of that sounds fun. And to be honest, I think I really am just kind of lazy. And the thought of like, even if I'm like, I don't want to have to do all the like marketing or social, like this, like property, investing in property, especially property that can be Airbnbs or like long term, short term rentals. I'm like, God, I don't really have to do anything. I'm like pretty hands off on this situation. Like, could I make TikToks and social media posts for my properties? Oh, probably could. Would it help? Probably not. It's not like I'm not an influencer. Who cares? So I don't know. But I get my dad's hesitation there because also it's like, well, if I'm gonna invest in my daughter to have like property for her, it's like so I can have like a place to live. I get that. Like I totally get that. But I don't know. I'm like really trying to look at it through like an investor's eye and not be like emotionally attached to it as like my home. Like I'm like location, is it good? Is there like something about the property that makes it unique? And like, can it make me money? Can it make me money? And also, can I see myself living here if this is where I want to end up? Like the place in Philly, 1,000% I'm like, I'm happy to go back there. This place in Portugal, I don't really know because I haven't seen it, but I'm like, I know I would like the location, and there are aspects of it that I'm like, oh yeah, like obviously I would love the courtyard for Cora. And I like the idea of it being like brand new, but can it make me money? That is my first concern, you know? And I think this one could, and it's a little bit more than I would want to spend. But again, I'm trying to make financial business decisions because I am an investor. And also, I kind of want to like diversify my money, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that's right. I don't know what I'm talking about because like we didn't learn anything in high school, and I'm like I feel like I'm a baby giraffe just like learning how to survive and like survive on my terms and figure out a life that works for me and a world that works for me. And I don't really know what that looks like. And again, I know I'm very like privileged to be able to even be like having these conversations with my camera and then my own brain and even my family. Like I'm just like I'm so privileged. I'm so lucky. Like if I'm able to buy a second property abroad, like I would be, well, I'm already forever indebted to my family, but like, do you know what I mean? Like I would be so lucky. And I don't know. Like I'm just like trying to create a world for me. I really am. And it like sounds so crazy to talk about when like the world seems so on fire, but I also again I'm like, well, people have to continue to live their lives, and I'm trying to do the best that I can. And I'm not like I'm getting hot and heated over like people's Instagram stories or social posts, and like I'm scared that I'm gonna lose everybody in my life, and I'm like, oh, will I be okay if I lost everybody in my life because of political things? And part of me is like, yeah, like to me this is like this is like a moral debate, but I'm like, how do I have those conversations with people in my life that I know voted for Trump and I'm not like totally sure where they're stand? Like I know they're good people because I like really love them, so I'm like I can't in good faith see them, but I'm like I don't even know where you start to have those conversations. And I feel like I just put myself in a spiral. So I don't know. I just want like I don't know if I like that. I do think like if I want a second property, I need to have it somewhere outside of the United States. I don't feel comfortable putting another, I don't know, however much money into that country as an investment because I feel uncertain. I feel uncertain about a lot, but I just feel like I don't want to do that. I want to like diversify my money. I want to diversify. I want euros. I want dollars. I don't know. I have dabbled in that idea because I'm like, oh, I know for a fact I could find a renter that I know and love and trust to take care of my property in Florida, especially in the Tampa area. But yeah, I think if I'm gonna get a second property, I'm gonna want it in Europe. I'm gonna want it abroad. I wanna diversify. I wanna be like, okay, I have X amount of money in America. I have X amount of money in Europe, and kind of go from there, again, I know it's like a very privileged thing to be talking about, so I kind of feel like ridiculous that I'm even sitting on here, and like the fact that I'm gonna upload it is so even weirder, honestly. But I don't know. And like I said, I wanted to talk to someone, and I was about to blow up my friends' Snapchats, but they're probably like so over me talking about the same thing over and over again. So I'm like, you know, I just like get on here and do my makeup and kind of talk to my fans, talk to my people. With that being said, I just like LOL'd at her though. I can't believe she even had the gall to tell me that she thinks that she wanted to fly up here to make sure the location was good. Listen, I get if they're part of the investors, why they would want to be involved in kind of some of the process. Do you know what I mean? But I'm like, yeah, you don't need to. I can confirm that the location is 10 out of 10. Like, no. And I do get my dad's worry that, like, what if I hate it in 2 years? What if or what if I come back in 6 months? Which you never know. But I guess the thing is, it's like, I might never step foot in my Philly place again, you know? So it's like, I don't know. I really just, like, don't know where I want to end up. Like, could it be Porto? I think if I found a community here, I think I could really fall in love with this city. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really do. When I talked to my tarot card reader, she said the Netherlands kept popping up for her. And I like the idea of that, but you know what? I like the idea of having an investment property in the Netherlands, like a summer home, because I feel like it's gonna get way too hot here in the summer. And I feel like I'm gonna want a property over in the Netherlands. Honestly, Copenhagen would be the vibe, but I don't know. And also it's like, am I gonna listen to a tarot card reader, like as much fun as that is? And part of me is like, oh, I hope some of the stuff she says comes true. I'm like, I'm not gonna like wait to buy property at the end of the year, or like look for property in the Netherlands, or like move to the Netherlands. Like, no. You know what I should do though? Maybe I should open up like a real estate business per se in, you know what, forget it. No, this is me jumping ahead. So I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, I just trying to make the best decisions with like the information I have at the current moment. And obviously like buying a place is incredibly daunting because yeah, I'm like, what if something really amazing pops up at the end of the year? Now I'm committed to this. That's not gonna be done in 2 years, but I found this place at the end of the year that I like really love, and I could move in tomorrow and it could be my home so it's confusing, but again, I'm just trying to like make the best decisions, and I don't want to lose out on this property is how I feel. And I think that should tell me a lot because I'm really, I don't know, I'm interested in it. Like, I love the location. I freaking love the balcony. And even though I don't do the balcony, I love the tile in the garden on the smaller one. I don't know. I do not know. I have a headache. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready. What time is it? There's literally no clocks in here. But I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna go to this dinner. Maybe I make a new friend. Like, I just want one good girly pop. She has a boyfriend, which that kind of sucks, because not that I don't love my friends with husbands or boyfriends, but I'll leave it at that. Ciao!